Hey everybody, Alex here. Thanks for tuning in for a brand new episode of 2 Weeks, 1 Shot, a tabletop RPG variety podcast. First off, sorry for the delay with getting this episode out. I had a few big life developments going on, both personally and professionally, that needed to take priority for a little, but we are back on track. Thank you for sticking with us despite the delays, and I hope you're ready for the rest of this exciting adventure in Bryte. Okay, let's get into it.
Previously on 2 Weeks, 1 Shot. Hey, guys, we've got a message from someone on the planet. It seems to be coming directly from Sukat.
Yes, this is the ship. Free, simple. Hi.
And on return, they get Optum Primus' remains. The inhabitants have kind of banded together under a driftling, Nogora, who has created something of a cult, really.
We flip on the little switch that turns the little magnetic pizza logo on the top.
When you all disembark, there is kind of jungle fauna, or flora, I should say.
It does appear that there may be some sort of life form in between our customer and ourselves.
And you do see this glean, but in front of him is a laser beast.
Priority 1, getting Tagora over there to safety.
He leaps through the air, but you guys have kind of interceded.
Then I suggest that we get to killing.
You know, I absolutely agree with you.
All right, so I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like in general, the idea in this game is that the enemies declare their attacks and you either want to do something to get out of the way of it, or you can just kill the enemy before they can attack.
Yeah, both of those things are options. So if you don't try and dodge or prevent him from taking his shot in some other way, he will shoot you and you will take damage from it.
Okay.
But your skills on your skill checks on your turn are made to try and prevent that from happening however you want to do that.
Okay, so if we deal enough damage to kill this creature before the phase 3 where it actually acts,
right,
that would prevent me from taking damage, or I'd take the damage
Correct.
And then it would die.
Yeah, no, you would stop it from shooting you by killing it first. So
all right, then let's go for that.
Interesting.
That's what we built our characters to do, Harold. You and me, we're the melee boys.
Yeah, we are.
So let's go for it. So Triage 9 is going to say, let's get to killing. And his one hand sort of morphs and pops into what is commonly known in the galaxy of Alaxis, I guess, as a charged chaku, which I assume is basically like a nunchaku, but with sort of magical energy converters built into it.
Yeah, it's got some plasma crystals inside of it, and
so that sort of pops out of the end of his arm, and he does a couple of quick motions to get it up and running. And so my first skill will be a melee attack.
Okay.
To just try and use my melee skill to attack this creature.
Yeah, that's the complexity too. Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully it works.
I keep waiting for a fail.
3 and a 1.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so you hit.
It hasn't happened just yet.
Yeah, you definitely hit it. It's a charge weapon, so I think that does an extra damage. Is that correct?
Yeah, so normally the charged chakus, they go on because it's based on described as requiring vigorous motion from the user to charge them up. And so the charged chaku is normally charge 3, which means I'd have to be rolling at least 3 dice. But another of my special abilities as a peacecraft is that I have an internal sort of charging unit. That lends itself to these charged weapons. So the charged chaku is actually, for me, considered a charge 2 weapon, which means even on my first action complexity 2, it's dealing that extra point of damage.
Cool. Yeah, so when your charged chaku pops out, it's already spinning and buzzing with this energy. So you take your wallop at it. So it does an additional damage then?
Yep.
Okay, so that is 2 damage to the laser beast, and that is enough to take this laser beast down.
Oh, all right. Well,
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, describe that attack for me and what that looks like.
yeah, I mean, the laser beast, it sounded like was just sort of like there, a little bit away, like charging up this blast from its mouth. And Triage 9 just like steps up with the whirling like baton of the nunchaku and just brings it around in what is like clearly a very trained strike and just slams it into the side of this thing's skull, or energy skull, I guess, if it's made out of energy.
Where its face is, yeah.
Yeah,
And as you hit it, it does sort of like explode into little fragments of light that just sort of shoot away. The laser beast is no more.
All right, and Triage 9 sort of like stands there for a moment and then, well, that was a little bit easier than I thought it would be. And the Chiku sort of pops back in and his hand comes out and he says, perhaps we should just make back for the ship.
Next time I think instead of jumping around and getting all prepared and stuff, I think I might just shoot the thing and see what happens.
Harold has jumped from Russell Brand to one of the Beatles.
I'm not sure which one, but it's sort of floating in that territory.
It's a floaty character.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh, now I'm changing again.
The British don't have a defined accent ever. That's certainly
No,
not a
no,
regional
no.
dialectical thing
no.
between them. No.
I really didn't want to make it about them today. I really didn't, but still.
So yeah, I don't know if I should roll anything else for like trying to move back to the ship or anything, or if we're sort of out of combat.
No, I think at this point, combat is over for the moment.
Good Tank will go ahead and get into his own personal cockpit on Triage.
I only have power for 1 at the moment, Gurtank. You're going to have to walk.
Just for the short walk back.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna drink one of these leftover coffees I have here in the Starbucks.
Oh, all right. That I can provide.
At that moment, whoever has a community badge, it fires up, and it's just Jerry being.
The ship's ready to go if we're trying to still avoid that cat monster. It was looked like it was huge with lasers. Come on, get back over here.
I think this is a good point to ask. Are we using the badges, or have you accepted one of my bugs into your body so that we can communicate telepathically?
No, get your bug. No bugs in my body.
It sounds like Jerry's a big fan of the badges.
Yeah, Jerry's in the
That was
badge.
an option. Yeah.
I'm not using your bug. That's a personal choice. I'm not making that choice for everyone else.
We'll get there.
Triage has one of the bugs just sitting on the cockpit that Phil usually gets in. It's not like in his ear or anything. It's just sitting in the cockpit because that's part of his body.
There you go. Now I'm bug free. My fur
Yeah,
is bug
brother.
free every day. Every day I scrape it out. I scrape out all the fills.
You scrape out all the fills.
Personal grooming is important.
It's true. It is.
Jerry, give me some sort of check on the sensors. You can kind of make whatever check. I'm going to suggest it's probably some mental skill.
Yeah, I'll use perception.
Okay. Yeah, it's a complexity of 2.
Okay. It's a D4, so let's see how this goes. Woohoo! 3 and 4.
Okay.
Okay.
You fire up the sensors, or, kind of turn that screen on and tap them a bit as you're chatting at your friends there. And you see that the laser beast has been dealt with, but the group of individuals that was a little further away, they seem to be closing in on your friends and on the ship as well. They are heading in your direction.
Guys, if anyone's picking me up, this is a good time to acknowledge you are not alone out in the forest.
Jerry, we have dealt with the laser beast. It is no more.
Yes, yeah, there's
No, I go ahead, sir. So sorry. Finish your thought.
Go.
No, please.
You go. We're not.
No.
It's okay. We're in danger, but I'll wait for you to talk.
The figures are getting closer and closer, closing in.
I'm normally a big fan of social niceties, but perhaps we should move this along.
It looks like the sensor's picking up quite a few other sort of unfriendlies coming at you. So maybe get your asses back to the ship.
Yeah, I've been on route here, so that's... are we going to the ship?
We're already moving back to the ship, Jerry. You don't need to be so intense.
Would it help if I bring the ship closer?
Inside Triage's cockpit, I'm just like moving all the dials and stuff. Being like, which one of these makes me go faster?
None of those are functional. Please stop. They're not powered.
That console's only for love.
Jerking around the joystick.
Yeah. Can I bring the ship closer to them, or is it a negligible amount of distance to do so?
You certainly could, yeah, if you want. You think that if you just kind of let everybody continue walking or even running, they'll probably end up getting there to you at about the same time as this other group of folks.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They're kind of closing in the distance on, it seems like whatever noise you guys made out in the jungle there has kind of drawn them in, so.
Okay, well, from what I can tell on the sensors is you're not going to make it back here in time, so I'm just going to come to you all. You keep moving towards the ship. I'll meet you a little more than halfway because I'm in a fucking spacecraft.
Okay, T9, like maybe now is the time that we can bust out those flyers, man. Try to, drum up some customers. Of course.
And just a series of flyers start like spewing from vents on Triage 9's body as he's running towards the ship.
Okay.
All right, Reed, time to fire up the engines. Let's go pick up these boys. And I'm in the...
each of those have a coupon.
Cool. So I'm going to ask for some checks here from you all. So Jerry, make some sort of check to pilot the ship, essentially, or navigate to your friends.
Real quick, I rolled one of each type of die. No, I haven't. Never mind. I haven't rolled a D10.
Okay.
Well, that'll fix this. I'm going to be in the cockpit that has the pilot module, and I'll roll a computers check.
Okay.
To use the pilot module to get over.
Go for it. Yeah, that'll just be a complexity of 2 for you. Triage, I would like you to make some sort of physical check.
Mm-hmm.
Probably since you've got a couple of passengers now, I'm going to make this a complexity of 4.
Okay.
Because it's, a little cumbersome with moving around with all these people. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could I perhaps suggest / remind that we haven't really touched on story paths yet, but that's like the character progression in this.
Right.
And to prep for this one shot, we went through story paths. Each of us went through one. And Phil and Triage 9 went through the best friends story path, or the bond story path, to become best friends, which gave us a special ability that's kind of handy. So if I might recommend maybe that Phil could use that ability here to help me out.
Yeah, what's this ability do?
I totally remember our prep session.
Like it happened yesterday.
I believe this is the one that allows us to occupy the same space, which I can actually do anyways.
No, that's Combine, which is just my special ability for being a Peacecraft.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about we got an ability called Best Friends from going through the Bond story path together. Which
special abilities. There we go.
Yeah, it basically means you can make a skill roll with a complexity of 3 outside of combat to give me a minor positive condition, which would in turn reduce the complexity of me using one given skill by 1, which could give me a complexity of 3 rather than 4.
Okay, yeah, I would like to use that, and I will. So it's a complexity of 3. I have yet to use my 12, so I'll use a 12. I get to choose.
Yeah, you get to choose what skill it is. Yeah. What skill do you have?
Do I have to say a skill?
Yeah.
And this gives you a positive thing. Okay, what do I have? 12. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to apply my skills to it.
So you were helping him out in some way.
This for you is literally just like helping me out or like giving me a pep talk or something.
Oh, a pep talk?
Exactly. You can like pump him up and encourage him, or
it can be, I guess in theory it can be whatever you want it to be.
Okay, I'm going to use my deceive skill.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Because that's what I have a 12 in. To kind of... Actually, no. Okay, I'll change it. I'll use my engineering skill.
Okay.
Use deceive. Everything's fine, Triage. Everything's fine.
Everything is going to be fine.
Everything's fine. I believe in you.
I'm going to give you a stake in the business. I'm going to use my engineering skill to kind of say, like, look, like, you got this. And I'll start pointing out, like, if you reroute this thing... like in your systems or whatever, like the reaction time will improve by like 0.5%, And so I'm just like giving him some technical specs while also trying to boost his confidence.
Yeah. Give me an engineering skill, complexity of 3 then.
All right. No doubles.
Okay, cool. So that succeeds. So Triage 9, I think you have the minor positive condition of empowered.
Okay.
So it'll reduce the complexity of a physical. It is a physical condition, essentially. So
yeah, so like my power skill, for example, I could have that apply to.
Yeah, it would be reduced from a 3 or from a 4 to a 3. So
all right, cool. So noting that, Triage 9 does comment rerouting power, and then proceeds to hopefully just like move even more with even more just like sheer force behind it and sort of propel himself towards and then maybe like even jumping to the ship as it's approaching us. So we'll see how that goes. 932. Ooh.
Okay.
We're calling it close with some of these, but we're avoiding any failures yet.
Excellent. And you do manage to charge your way through the trees. You guys can see as you're running and kind of gunning it in the direction of the ship, you see the ship flying overhead, the pre-ship temple, closing the distance, and you make it there as well. You can also hear behind you a lot of rabble of people kind of shouting like, "Hey, what's going on out there? Who is that? Is that a ship? Oh shit!" And yeah, they are getting pretty close. And actually, if you look back over your shoulder, you can see like just on the other side of some of the trees where you are, there are several figures who are making their way close to you guys. I'm going to say you get to where the ship is currently with that successful physical check, but it's up in the air. You're not able to quite jump up to it just yet. As you get there, though, and you are maybe ready to leap, these folks are coming out of the trees. They are not very well equipped. They're just kind of wearing like plain clothes. You see they don't have any like shield generation around them or anything like that. They're kind of carrying like makeshift clubs and so forth. At the back of them, though, there is one figure, clearly a driftling. He's got bits and pieces from several different species sort of as part of his body. And he's kind of wearing some robes, and you see there's like kind of a fire burning in his eyes. And he is like shouting, kind of leading from the back to capture you all and to try and get the ship as well.
Maybe I should reduce the price of the large. I don't seem to be receptive to the advertising.
Do you still need my computer's roll? Did I give you that?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sorry. You rolled your computer check as well. Was that a...
Yeah. It was successful. It was 10 and a 5.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So with you like flying over, you guys are able to get next to each other, but not quite like fly down and scoop them up just yet. That is something that could theoretically happen now, though. So moment of decision for y'all here. What are y'all doing to try and get away?
If there's a straight shot to the gangplank, or the gangplank as I referred to it when we cut off, because we were fixing to shoot some people, I think we just keep on going.
Yeah, I'm hella piloting this ship right now. I can like...
Yeah, no. If maybe Phil and Gur Tank could make that jump themselves to lighten the load on Triage 9 a little bit.
Yeah.
It might be a good move.
And perhaps Jerry could do some piloting maneuvers or something to come down to make it easy for us. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, let's do this actually. Let's kind of go back into combat initiative real quick.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see there are some like kind of thuggish looking guys of different species. There's maybe a Kithuk, who's kind of like a bug person. There's another Ulren who's kind of seemingly made out of gem or crystal. And yeah, we'll say there's a Zavoy in the midst of this as well. Behind those three guys, there are two more figures who are robed as well. And tough to say, what they look like because they've got, or what species they are, because they've got their hoods pulled up over their heads. But behind them, sort of leading everything, as I said, is a driftling figure with a couple arms, and he's got like some chitinous pincers coming out of his face, and it's kind of a hodgepodge of a bunch of other different types of species here. And for their turn in combat, the kind of thuggish upfront guys look like they are ready to charge in and maybe try and grab or beat you guys there. From behind them, the two robed guys, they lift their hands up and like a halo of fire encircles their hands. Looks like they're getting ready to reach out and, burn you guys with their hands.
Damn.
And from the back, the driftling is waving his hands around, and you can see some like fire forming. He's getting ready to shoot at you all. Some sort of ray is coming your way. So we'll say most of these attacks are coming at Triage because he's the one that they can all see right now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So what are y'all doing? What's the plan here? What's the order of operations?
Well, first things first, Triage 9 announces very loudly that, It's important to alert you all that gesturing threateningly with magic is considered felony assault in all systems. Anything we do from this point forward is self-defense. And then he's gonna be doing, I gotta figure out what I want exactly what exactly is gonna be done here.
I bet Triage 9 has our insurance policy like just memorized, embedded. He knows like we are not liable for any of your injuries.
Bold of you to assume we have an insurance policy.
That's what I was thinking as well. It's like, wow, you guys are more prepared than I assumed.
On this ship, this collection of crew members, our insurance policy is we don't get caught.
I'm sure we have a user's manual somewhere in his body.
It's just liability insurance, though, so.
Yeah, just liability insurance.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I'm in the ship, which means I don't know how it works if I need to be in a compartment to shoot the guns or if I can just shoot the guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of flying the ship right now, so you wouldn't be able to like man the weapons as well. It is in a different location in the ship, more or less.
Oh, okay.
You could probably... Well, if you want, you can maybe make some sort of roll to interact with the ship to threaten or try to, make the weapon shoot. You do have some movement as well. So like you could get up and move to the gunner seat and fire if you wanted to.
Okay.
Mike,
what's up?
Remind us all real quick when we're dealing with the combat here. Our goal typically in a given combat is the three things that we can do with our actions, essentially your damage enemies, avoid attacks, or create advantages that then other people can use for their own stuff to do those things.
Correct.
So the key thing that we want to do first and foremost, it seems to me in most combats in Burn Bright is avoid the damage. You want to do something to make it so you don't take that damage, because if you don't, then you just take it.
Right, to try and like dodge the attack, or you can even, try and intimidate the other folks into not attacking as well. Like,
oh yeah,
it can come in whatever form you want to try and prevent that attack from happening.
Yeah. So with that in mind, what all, just to make sure I'm following correctly, the three of these, there are 6 enemies that we're seeing on this Roll20 map that we have for us. 3 of them are doing like the fire hand stuff. The leader has the big fire hands.
Right.
Those 3 are all they're all targeting Triage 9.
Yeah, the one in the back seems to have some sort of range component to his magic. The 2 that are standing immediately in front of him, their hands are on fire, but they look like they might be trying to charge in to touch someone with those fiery hands.
Okay. And then the 3 with just makeshift weapons, or
the other 3 they've got like clubs, essentially, sort of makeshift clubs.
And they're likewise planning on just running up to smack someone?
Correct.
Okay. So with that in mind, we either need to put all of them out of commission through damage or making rolls to avoid them, or just for the ones that are running up and attacking us, certainly we can just like leave. If we just run away far enough they can't get to us, then that works.
I like that the option is there to turn our vehicles' guns on this crowd of poorly armed people.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mentioned the fact that we have the option to maybe run away. That's mostly if 1 or 2 people want to jump in the ship to like shoot the guns. I think we should definitely open fire on these guys.
It feels right. Like it feels like,
Triage 9's just announced that this is self-defense. So like we're in the clear. We're fine.
Why not commit a small atrocity today? Come on, guys, let's do it.
It's not because they attacked us first. That makes it fine.
Absolutely. This is a fair and equal response to dudes with clubs. I love this. Let's do it.
Weapons of war against civilians is totally fine. So,
hey, 2 of them have magic.
There you go. We don't
know how deep that goes. Okay. That's dangerous.
That goes into our space racism right there. We see magic, we open up the guns.
I don't know that that's racist.
Why don't we, I can move the ship. 2 of you can get inside, there's only 1 turret that's facing them. So I just need 1 other person to get in.
Well, we have like swivel turrets, right?
Yeah, but they only go in an arc, right? So 1 covers kind of the back.
Yeah, but they're on the sides, so they can hit the front, the sides, each side that they're facing, or the back. So if these guys are all in the front, they could both hit them.
Swivel turrets.
I think that's fair to be able to position the ship in such a way that...
So yeah, I just need like 2 people that I can pick up, and then we can just, war crime it up. Pew, 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 pew. Nothing like a pinch of war crimes to brighten up your Tuesday. Am I right? So, got a few announcements here. I recently guested in a game on Carrie Smith's YouTube channel, Crossroad Games, DM'd by the very talented Adam Soward, called Draconic Park. It was a bloody good time, and you should definitely jump over to Carrie's channel, subscribe, and watch the game. If you're following our Twitter, you also probably spotted a recent hint at an upcoming Halloween adventure we're working on, featuring a couple of returning guests. Keep an eye out for more updates, or maybe even a trailer very, very soon. Alright, let's do some Tuescast housekeeping. Do you have a product or website you'd like to promote? Drop us a line over at twoscastmail@gmail.com to discuss our ad spots and pricing. We'd love to feature your audio trailer or read some ad copy for you. That's twoscastmail@gmail.com. twoscastmail@gmail.com. Thanks again to Mike Daniel from 19 Hits the Dragon for guest GMing this adventure for us. 19 Hits the Dragon is a fantastic interview show where Mike connects with a variety of guests in the TTRPG scene to talk about games, mechanics, insights, and just general advice for people looking to learn more about TTRPGs and how to run them. Be sure to check out 19 Hits the Dragon wherever you listen to podcasts, and stick around for the end of the mid-roll to hear a preview of his show. Thank you to rolemusic for providing our awesome intro song titled The River, and to the contributors at freesound.org for some of the sound effects and ambient noises you're hearing throughout the episode. Be sure to check the show notes for more info and links to all the music in the episode. If you'd like to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/twoscast, that's TWOScast, and sign up for just $2 a month. Every new member helps us to continue producing this show and just having a blast while doing it. For more of us here at Twoscast, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Twoscast, that's TWOScast, and use hashtag Twoscast to say hello. To hear the show, head over to your favorite podcast catcher and just search 2 Weeks, 1 Shot. We're probably already on it. If you're listening on Spotify or Podbean, follow us to be notified when episodes come out. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and take a minute, rate our podcast, and leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. We don't advertise the show at all right now, so positive ratings and word of mouth are our most powerful tools to help the show grow. Any and all support, as always, is greatly appreciated. Twos Talks is back on track for this coming Tuesday, October 4, and our adventure in Bryte continues the following Tuesday, October 11th.
Hello, this is Mike Daniel, host of 19 Hits the Dragon, the bi-weekly podcast where I interview creators from the tabletop RPG community and get answers to the long-awaited questions like,
how are you so talented? Where do you get all of your ideas, and how can I do that for myself?
deal with situations like,
Or have you ever seen a giant earthworm? Those things are terrifying.
cover hot takes,
Know the rules, but know that they can be broken. And especially if it just makes it way cooler and more fun, then break them.
And of course, highest level of professionalism here on 19 Hits the Dragon, as always.
so just search 19 Hits the Dragon on your podcast platform of choice, and then go out and tell 19 of your closest friends, and we'll see y'all there. Bye-bye.
Snide's Return is a tabletop role-playing game interviews and actual play podcast. We interview content creators, Twitch streamers, and fellow podcasters, and we put out our own actual play using a variety of different systems. So come and join us, come and have a listen. You can find us on Twitter at ReturnSnyder. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or check out our website at www.snidesreturn.squarespace.com.
Okay, let's get back to these little space rascals and their fun, violent hijinks.
Gertank and Phil, do you want to jump in?
You're taking Phil.
Jump on up the ship. Triage will take the fight on the ground.
All right.
Yeah, Phil will go ahead if the ship gets close enough. We'll jump in the whatever bay door gangplank thing.
Okay.
Gertank and Phil need like a Grace and Frankie style sitcom on Netflix where they share a beach house together and talk about their past loves.
Gertank and Phil.
Gertank and Phil.
Phil.
Mike, for us, when we're taking our turns here, I know that like the standard procedure is you take as many actions until you're either done or you fail.
Right.
Is there any allowance for like, could I roll like my first action to help Harold or John with what they're going to be doing and then take the rest of my actions after they do their stuff? Or is that sort of beyond the scope of...
No, what you could do is...
If that gets messy, I'm not going to worry about it.
Definitely a fair question. And no, there's no mechanic for like breaking up your turn with your teammates' turns. What you could do is like take an action to help one of them, or even, take 2 actions to help them in some way. And then on your turn still like take your attacks or what have you.
Okay.
So when their turn comes around, they would still have that assistance from you.
All right.
But yeah, you can't like break up your turn with in the midst of their turn.
All right. Then I would say, Alex, do you want to do your stuff first to bring the ship closer?
Yeah. Let me roll. I will, sitting in the pilot module, I will use a computer's roll to deftly bring the ship in closer, non-lethally, just nice and close to pick you all up.
Don't roast anyone.
Minor roasting.
Sure. So give me a computer skill check. That's going to be a complexity of 2 because it's your first action this turn.
Jerry just comes in like, don't worry, guys, I got this, and immediately rams the ship into everyone, killing them all instantly.
Just sucks 2 dudes up into the engine.
Eventually, one of y'all is going to fail and something bad is going to happen, and I can't wait for what that's going to be.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right. That is an 8 and a 10.
Okay. No failure. So you swoop the ship in close enough that your friends can jump on board from their position on Triage 9's shoulders, I guess. Are you...
Anybody need a lift?
Hey. Yes.
Are you doing anything else with your turn?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Just bringing it in close so they can get in.
Do you want to maybe do anything with the ship that would help prevent one of the like potentially 6 attacks that are coming my way?
Okay. I mean, I guess I can... I guess I'll move over into a gunner chair and see if I can fire at one of the guys that's going to attack.
Sure.
So do I need to make separate rolls for moving to the gunner chair and then using it?
No, I think you probably have enough movement to get from the pilot chair to the gunner chair. I don't have the ship map, but we'll say that you got enough movement to get there. So you can kind of move freely, but you do need a separate roll for attacking. So that'd be a complexity 3 with whichever skill you're going to use for firing some ship cannons, and tell me how that skill applies to you doing so.
Well, I'll say we'll combine it a little bit with having to get over to it quickly, right? So I use my knowledge of the ship's layout in combination with my amorphous ability, right? So I can move through openings that are 1 inch wide or larger.
Okay.
And so with that, my knowledge in engineering.
Okay.
To get over to it and then blast away.
Sure. So that'll be a complexity of 3 to take some attacks.
That is okay, that's a D12.
Pretty good odds there.
Uh-oh.
Not good enough.
Oh no, Alex, what did you do?
4, 4, and a 1.
Ooh, nice.
So I got doubles.
Interesting.
Got doubles.
There's that failure we're looking for.
I'm stuck in a hole.
It's finally here. Mike, what happens when we fail?
Really great question.
We've made it so far without a single one, which is very strange for us.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to help.
As someone who's listened to previous episodes, I'm aware of that.
We never fail.
But yeah, so when failure happens, a couple of things can happen. Either I can take a collapse point and use that for a creature's ability later, or we can roll on a D100 chart to see what bad thing happens when the failure happens.
Ooh, fun.
So since that's a little bit more interesting, I'm going to go ahead and roll.
I lose traction.
You lose traction.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I want you to tell me how that works out exactly. You were trying to like use your amorphous ability to squeeze through and get to the gun in time and fire it off. So you lose traction somehow. What does that mean for Jerry?
All right. Yeah, I guess the most interesting thing I can come up with in my head, which I'm sorry that this is what I'm coming up with, is losing traction to me means that the advance that I've made with the ship has had a slight reverse. So maybe I move the ship forward, and in Jerry's excitement to gun down war prisoners, he as he's slippering through the ship, part of his amorphous shape hits the pilot module and forces the ship to veer, causing him to kind of lose a grip, right, and not be able to make it over to the gunner module.
So consequently, because you've moved the ship around some, now on other folks' turn, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to hop onto the gangplank, so to speak. There, so
to the tune of probably we'll need to make a roll for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
good job, Jerry. Come on.
Hey, Jerry.
I know that nothing wakes Jerry up in the morning like the promise of getting to gun down some political refugees, but come on, man.
What are we thinking? Are we thinking like, are these like Trumpers? Are they socialists? Are they communists? Are they Venezuelans? What are we talking about here?
Oh, man.
You guys haven't asked any questions, just started, shooting. So
yeah, we don't ask questions. We see that they're different. They don't believe what we believe.
We're just anti-politics, right? We're more of a sports group.
Yeah. We're like ultra centrists where if you believe anything
at all, it's bad.
You're out.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm not gonna do the follow-up joke.
Cool. So who's up next?
I'll go if that's okay.
Okay.
I want to do the jumpies into the shippies if that's okay.
Yeah, so it is going to be a roll now, rather than just movement. So what skill would you like to use to try and reach this gangplank that's maybe just a little bit too far out of the way?
One, gangplank. I'm still not sold that that's what the real term for that thing is. It's a ramp, right? The gangplank is a ramp?
It's a ramp.
So let's just call it a ramp. It's just a ramp.
Entry ramp.
But ramp's not fun, Harold.
This goes into, right, we call them spaceships, we call them starships, we treat space like an ocean and use a lot of nautical terms.
Yeah.
And the term that you use for a ship, the thing that you use to get on and off of the ship is the gangplank.
The gangplank. Okay.
Regardless of whether it's a plank or not, that is the term.
Yeah.
Sure.
The space gangplank, if you will.
So this is our space gangplank.
Yeah, why do you have to take the nautical fun out of it, Harold? Come on.
What do you hate, boats?
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump for the ramp.
Harold's just a fun miser, actually.
Yeah, I totally am. I'm more into. I like to refer to this as more of a space car rather than a space boat. So I'm gonna try to open the doors. Yeah, jump into the car's door through the gangplank. God damn it! All right, fine, whatever.
All right,
I'm gonna go ahead and do a athletics check.
Athletics check. Okay, so
jump from the.
Harold, what if we just use it as a reference to like something that everyone can get? But so it's that scene in The Phantom Menace where Qui-Gon jumps onto the ship from the sand after fighting Darth Maul.
Yeah, doing a little Jedi hop.
And we all know that you love Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's our situation here.
Also, when you mention it that way, I mean, jumping from sand onto a ship, that's pretty tough, man. I mean, that's pretty good for a middle-aged British man. That's a lot.
Yeah, you had a magical force that assisted with this.
He was a Jedi, man. And you're a proud cat person, so go for it.
I get it. If Liam Neeson can do it, so can I. So let's go ahead. I'm going to roll a die 8 to jump from my robot friend's shoulder into the ship.
So it's a complexity of 2, so you want to roll 2 dice.
Tight.
And you want to not get doubles.
Hey, can I mark a dice used even though I failed it?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm marking my dice. I haven't really been marking my dice, but hey, let's go ahead and do that now. I got a 2 and a 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you use kind of the cat thing, right? You crouch down and wiggle your butt and wag your tail just a little bit. And
please stop.
Take a little poopy.
How do I wiggle my butt, Mike? How do I do it? Show me.
You're right next to my visor. Please stop. You're on my shoulder.
I want to make sure my tail, I have a tail, right? I want to make sure my tail like whacks against giant robot man's face a couple of times, like nonchalantly. Like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, please.
And you leap through the air and land on the ramp, if you will. And you are now in the ship. So that was your first action. We'll say that like didn't eat up your movement. So if you want to still like run to the gunner ship or the gunner station, you have some movement to get there.
I'm going to go ahead and use my, do I need to roll a check or could this just be a movement?
Yeah, if you're going to like fire the weapon, then yeah, there would be some sort of check involved.
Sweet. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try this. I can pick whatever skill, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use.
You have to justify.
I'm going to use decorum. And I'm going
Okay.
Fire it with a plum.
Tell me how decorum helps you fire this laser rifle.
I'm going to say the correct phrase to the MI to open up the gun portal for me and turn on all the buttons that I need to turn on so I can go straight into manual shooting.
Okay. What's the magic phrase?
MI, prepare my seat for me.
Wow.
Magic.
All right, make a roll for me then. It's complexity of 3, so you're rolling 3 dice now.
Yes, that's what I said. I said it, and I said it in my British accent. Oh, fuck.
Such gravitas.
Like, is that offensive to the MI? Like a magic phrase?
Such a very secret phrase.
Yeah.
Prepare my seat for me.
It's the command phrase he uses for all things in the ship.
Yes.
We're going to the bathroom.
I need to use the bathroom.
Prepare my
seat for me.
Prepare our jury-rigged bidet.
Yo, did I make sure that was marked? I want to make sure the ship has a bidet, because with this many dudes on a ship, I think this is kind of one of those luxuries. All right.
We did talk about it.
We talked about the bidet.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we sprung for the space bidet. Just the regular one, so it's messy.
Oh, no.
And there's no gravity?
It's that part of Triage 9 that we haven't determined exactly what part it is.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. It's part of Triage 9. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Gross.
Oh, god damn it, guys.
I rolled a 7, 7, and a 5.
Excellent.
Oh, God.
Ah, jeez.
Wait.
We're all gonna die.
Is the bidet okay?
Excellent.
Please, God.
So let's see.
Flap.
It's because I said the phrase wrong. I knew it. I knew it the minute it left my mouth.
Oh, jeez.
Something beautiful turns ugly.
Beautiful turns ugly. Oh.
Something beautiful turns ugly.
It's you. It's you, Gertank.
It says, so your MI comes online and says, I'm sorry, Gertank, I can't allow you to do that. And the doors refuse to open.
Fat Boy Slim, how could you?
And that's the end of your turn because of failure.
Oh, he's going all Thimple 9000 on us.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Gertank.
What was that?
Yeah, so Brian or John, who's up next?
Triage was still prepared to help out with situations here, so I was going to try to use my ranged skill to generate an advantage that John would then be able to use for getting into the ship by virtue of like Triage 9 sort of like pulling up one arm and saying, Phil, javelin formation.
Okay.
And then once he gets in,
We're doing the Titanfall 2 thing. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah, once he gets ready, he's just going to fucking chuck him into the ship.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you throw him if Phil is okay with that. So.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We're reenacting.
We're best friends. What could go wrong?
The true purpose of this podcast that we're now just revealing is just to spread the good word about how good Titanfall 2 is.
Oh, no.
So we're just reenacting a couple of scenes where the pilot gets thrown.
Son of a bitch, though. I got 2 twos.
No.
Jeez, it's all going to shit.
Things were going so well, and now you cause an ally to get stuck.
Oh, what a good failure prompt.
God, it's all coming undone in one single turn of events.
So I think I'm going to narrate this one, if that's all right.
Take the stage.
I think what happens is you say, Phil, javelin formation, and Phil swarms around your hand, but you maybe like close your hand a little too soon before you're ready to throw him. And as you make that throwing motion, most of Phil just kind of gets stuck around your hand, and you just kind of like spin around in the air, and you're still holding onto Phil, the fastball that you couldn't quite throw.
Uh-oh.
And Phil, you're unable to move. You have enough of your mass.
Cool.
Is sort of stuck into the hand. So if you want to move, it's going to take some sort of skill to try and get yourself free.
Right.
Or you can do anything else that you would like on your turn. But it is your turn now, in fact.
Tanks and Phil. One's a cat guy, the other's made of bugs. Okay, anyways.
Oh my God, there's Phil everywhere.
We're pitching this show. If I'm just on his hand, then, man. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, again, you can make it. You can make some sort of skill roll to try and unstick yourself if you want.
Right. I guess that would be a. Let's go with, I guess, an athletics roll.
Okay.
Or an athletics roll, just to get get all my mass back together to one thing, kind of get unstuck from the hand.
Yeah, kind of pull yourself out of the little cracks and crevices.
Yeah.
And triage's hand.
And like a few of Phil just went flying, and they have to make their way back.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guys.
All right. So that's complexity of 3.
Yeah, we'll start off with a complexity of 2.
2.
It's your first action. So.
All right. We no doubles. That's a success.
Okay. Phil, you managed to kind of get yourself free, and you've kind of got all of your collective is able to move in any way you wish now. So what are you doing now that you have your mobility back?
All right. I guess I would want to go on the ship, but I feel like that ability is really bad, and now I have a higher complexity. We're going to do it. We're going to try to get on the ship.
What sort of roll are you making to try and leap up to the gangplank?
I can't imagine it's anything other than athletics. So if I've been trying to force it.
Yeah, you do kind of need to use a different skill.
Oh, I have to use a different one.
Yeah.
Now, John, if you're struggling to think of any other skill that could get you on the gangplank, not to change what you want to do with your complexity 3 action, but I am looking at eating a lot of damage if no one does anything about the 6 people who are going to try and beat me to death and or set me on fire.
You'll be fine.
I mean, what's the clubs and rocks to a robot, man?
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm going to die if you don't do something.
You made a backup character, right?
In that case, Phil, upon reconstituting his mass, will get back kind of on Triashine's shoulder, and out will pop his laser pistol, and he's going to take a shot at whatever character is in the lead.
Okay. So the one that's closest to you guys. All right.
Yeah, whoever's closest, we're going to shoot him.
So what skill are you making to...
That is ranged.
Make a ranged skill roll then for me.
Correct.
Complexity 3.
3, no doubles.
Okay. So you successfully blast that guy, and he's only got 1 HP, or 1 health level, sorry. So he gets a laser beam right through his eye and drops down.
Oh.
To the ground.
Whoa!
It is still your turn, so if you want to attack again, or...
Sure.
Yeah, murder these clowns.
And then I can't use the same skill again, so I'd have to...
Yeah, it would be a different skill to attack with your pistol. But you can use any skill, just as long as you can justify it.
Phil, do you have another one of those handy grenades?
I do have one of those handy grenades. All right, I am going to use skullduggery to throw a grenade, my last grenade.
Okay.
I'm going to try, and it's skullduggery because I'm going to try to make it, I guess, not as obvious that I'm placing it. Actually, no, wait, can I use stealth? I'll use stealth instead.
Sure.
I don't want it like as obvious like where
Stealth
this grenade is going, so I might be trying to take a few other shots that aren't really trying to hit them, but just trying to distract them from the fact that I'm also like, because, you know, I'm a bug guy. I'm made a bunch of bugs, so I have like a hand out with like the pistol came out of there, but then from behind me there's going to be a mass of Phil's tossing the grenade kind of over top where you don't see like a traditional like thrown, so try to make it a little stealth.
Excellent. So stealth roll complexity 3.
3 or 4.
Sorry, wait, yeah. 4
yeah,
now.
4. All right, here we go. That is that's a failure.
Nice.
Dang it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's good. I'm glad we're keeping it consistent.
You must choose between hurting yourself or an ally.
Okay. Well, as Phil tries to do this, I guess he's still missing a few bugs and his telepathic link's a little not working as great as it could be. So
A little off, yeah.
fumbles the grenade a bit, realizing this fuse is a little shorter than I'd like it to be. Phil's gonna constitute or kind of take some of his little bugs, wrap it around the grenade, and launch it backwards. So the only thing it's gonna hurt is part of Phil.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 1 point of damage to Phil then.
Poor Phil.
Poor Phil.
And as a reminder for everyone at home, unless any of us have taken any special abilities that say otherwise, we all have 3 health levels. So each health level of damage is pretty meaningful here, which is why I'm very concerned about 5 people trying to kill me.
Hey, well, good news. For some reason, I have 4, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, don't worry. Everyone on the ship has 4. It's only the people on the ground, so it's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think that's everybody has gone now, right? So it's their turn.
Gone to failure.
Yeah, unless our Glean friend can do anything.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah, unless Tagora gets a turn.
He can do some stuff. Let me actually pull up his sheet that I kind of forgot about.
He was previously calmed down a little bit by some sedative gas to
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
ease his nerves.
Your body gas.
He secretly has a jetpack. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Wow.
He could have left this whole time.
He whips out a disintegration ray and destroys all of our enemies. Hooray!
Did I mention I'm an all-powerful deity?
Guys, I have this intergalactic fighter jet that I could have used.
Let's see.
I mean, I'll take a portable shield generator or something.
I have one. I should have slapped that on you. That's what I should have done.
Tagora's like, my real name is Deus Ex Machina.
No, but he's got some abilities he can use. So he's going to make a presence roll and use his attack to confuse.
Nice.
Specifically, he's going to confuse the guy at the back first, the one who is trying to shoot a fire ray at Triage. He's caring for his own safety as well. So that'll be a presence roll. Complexity 2. Oh no! He also fails.
Oh my god. It's been a great one shot, everybody.
This was nice. A nice wrap up.
Yeah.
Killed by a bunch of journalists and college students.
We had a really good run.
Man.
We didn't mention at the beginning of the episode, if Brian dies, the adventure ends.
You're gonna take some damage here, Triage, but unless you go down with a lot of negative conditions, you're not dead.
That's good.
So let me give me just a quick second to look up the rules on dying.
Always a good moment in a game.
But you are going to take some damage as these guys...
I was going to say, pretty soon this Glean is going to know the locations of 2 priestcraft corpses that we can recover.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. The 2 sort of thuggish looking guys that are still standing run up, and they both will batter you with their clubs. So you take 2 points of damage from them. I don't know if you have a shield to negate any of that or not.
I do not.
Okay, so you take 2 points of damage from them.
Does my personal shield help him at all?
I have armor, which would have made it easier for me to avoid this damage when I rolled for it if I could have, but I flubbed my first roll. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, that happens. As they are wailing on your shins with their clubs, the 2 with burning hands come up behind you, and they place their hands one on each leg, essentially, each doing an additional damage as well. So I think that brings you down to 0.
It does. It definitely does.
Right.
Which gives you a moderate negative condition. I'm going to say this is a physical negative condition, which means that all of your physical skills until this gets healed will be at an additional complexity.
Okay.
You are scorched, so they have burnt you pretty good. And the additional reason for that is the guy at the back shoots a fire beam at you as well. So you get burned really bad in quick succession.
Okay.
And you're on the ground now. The Glean is still kind of in the cockpit there.
I'm not sure if he actually, if I have 0 health levels, I am no longer combined. That is something that is stated in the combinability for Peacecraft. So I imagine it basically, it activates some sort of emergency ejection system that just sort of unceremoniously
Just kinda
tosses
pops him
him
out,
out
yeah.
of the cockpit as I drop over.
Sure.
And then like all of Triage 9's cockpits like seal down and like little red sort of alarm.
Yeah, there's definitely like
Lights
a wee
light up around him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
and flashing red lights.
Our healer's been
Your emergency backup systems are still functioning, so you're not dead. But
I never protect support in any game I play.
but you are at 0 health, so you won't really be able to do anything when it comes back around to your turn until someone heals you up.
Have an idea.
Excellent. Hey guys, I have medical shit on me, so maybe if someone does that, that would be pretty cool.
And now that you are on the ground and the Glean and Phil are pretty much ground level as well, kind of back to phase 1 of a second round of combat, we've got 2 thuggish guys there with their clubs. One of them's looking at your Glean friend Tagora, ready to wallop him. The other one is looking at Phil, getting ready to wallop you. Additionally, these guys with the burning hands are focusing on each of you as well. The leader, though, seems to have targeted the ship itself with his fire ray ability. So he moves in and is like pointing up at the ship, ready to try and blast it. What are y'all doing?
I have 2 options, and it depends on what exactly you're going to let me get away with. Oh, all right. There's Phil.
Hey, Gertag, looking good, buddy.
Oh, we have to share our character tokens
What a
here.
combination of figures.
I love him.
It's fantastic.
This is really Empty Cradle all over again. Every time we use Roll20, the tokens are like they're just a blessing of absolute ridiculous.
We are creative people, I gotta say.
Idris Elba Cats is awful.
You know what? He acted the shit out of that part, man. He did so good.
Yeah.
He tried real hard.
I bet on the day it felt fantastic.
Garble darkly.